Hi, Jeremy Callahan coming back at you, and I wanted to tell you the story about how I became a mobile app developer, a web developer, and then a mobile app developer. So in the year 2000, actually it was 1999, I was in Las Vegas, and I was playing golf, and I didn't know where to play golf at. And so I went to the hotel concierge. He told me to go somewhere. Back then we looked up the yellow pages. And so I started calling around. You actually had to call courses before the internet, if you can imagine that. And well, I started calling courses, and I soon found out that they were all exactly the same price to play. So I just chose one. I'm like, oh, this one seems cool. I chose it. It was called Desert Pines, I believe. And it was horrible. It was like this little links. If you ever played golf, it was link style. It was short. It was tight little shots. It wasn't fun. It wasn't challenging. And it just kind of left me, empty inside. And I thought there had to be a better way. And so what I conceived at that point in time in late 1999 was, when I watch golf on television, they fly over with the helicopter and they show you what the course looked like. And I thought, that would have been awesome if I could have gone on the internet or to a website at that point in time and looked at all the golf courses in a particular area and found one that suited my game and picked that course. And so I came up with this idea for a website called CourseCam. There was only one problem. I majored in political science in college, so I had no clue as to even how to get started and where to begin. And so what I ended up doing was I decided at that point in time that I was going to learn how to do it. So I went down to Borders and I started looking up books on how to program websites, how to program anything. And I mean, back then you didn't know any web developers. No one had ever made websites back then. So you were basically on your own. And so I started looking, but I had three things going for me. One is I had an incredible work ethic. I've always had that. So I had that going for me. Secondly, ever since I was a little kid, I've been taking apart stuff, remote control cars. I used to build skateboard ramps, had a paper route. So very entrepreneurial. So I had that going for me. And then finally, the one thing that made learning to program computers easy for me was that I actually knew what I was building. So I knew what I was going after. So when I would go to Borders and look up a book, if it was a tutorial or something stupid like that, I just had no time for it. So I went on to the next thing. And I think a lot of people that try to learn software engineering, it's always about how you start by doing tutorials. Do this, do that. And it has no application to anything you're doing in your life. So it made it a lot easier for me because I knew what I was doing. I always knew the problem I was solving. And every problem was just like a small puzzle. I would say, okay, how do we build a login? Well, I don't know. So I'd start looking around, and then I would find a book that had something in it programmatically related to that. But it was too difficult. So I would just move on to the next book. And I kept doing this. And I guess it's very similar to how you do it now, how you search through websites and everything. But back then it was just books. So I bought a video camera. I started filming golf courses just from the ground. I started zooming in, and I filmed 4 courses. And then the hardest part was figuring out how to get video from the video camera onto the computer. So I had to go to CompUSA and buy a card for my computer so I could actually plug the video camera into it, and then I got the video in there, and then I had to figure out a way to get it up there and get it working. So that's why I became a developer. I became a developer because I came up with an idea and I decided that I could do it myself. And so, I meet people all the time. You're probably watching this video going, well, I have an idea for an app, or I have an idea for a website. And I'm not telling you to go out there and learn how to do it, but I did. And that's why I really love helping people take their ideas and turn them into actual websites or apps or anything like that. So if you have an idea and you don't know where to get started, give me a call. Schedule some time with me on my website to call me and talk, and I can give you all kinds of pointers on how to get started. If you're already started, how to make it better and really expedite getting your product to market. As I said before, I love to actually turn ideas into working products. I'd love to help you, and I hope you're having a great day, and I hope you enjoyed the story about how I got started doing websites and then ultimately mobile development. That's a whole nother story, but for today, that's how I got started.